point for two reasons. One thing is that the wife of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave her some kind of gift from her family side. She was well off, but Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was not very, you can say, well off person. And because he was focused on learning, and one of the closest person to Rasulullah son of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and just like a Bilal. And even sometime it happened that some new person think that he is a member of family. So they ask a question. So the first thing is that Rasulullah said when encouraged, so the ladies, they were encouraged. They, for example, they got that, for example, kind of thing to do it. So they say if we help our husband, it is okay or not. So Rasulullah said yes, to have two rewards. So the question is actually related. Sadaqah is actually not, it is not sadaqah, it is zakat. Because the word sadaqah can be used for many different ways. But sadaqah specifically, it is related to those who are deserved from 8 categories, right? From the Quran described itself. Yani innama sadaqatu lil fuqara wal masakin wal amilin alayha. So 8 categories. So in that sense, when she asked about this thing, Rasul said yes, to have 2 rewards. So the fiqhi issue related to this matter, that the person who is responsible for maintaining family, as a father, as a husband, right? So this person cannot give zakat to those who deserve his real money, right? Not zakat money. So husband cannot give zakat to wife, right? Father cannot give zakat to, for example, mother. And also the son who is responsible for parents, and if they are in need, so he must serve them not from zakat, from their original money. And the wife can donate to her husband because she is not responsible to maintain. So in that sense, when Rasulullah said, yes, you can give your husband, it means this is the fiqh issue we need to understand. The second issue is also that if she give, suppose she has her own son, or from other mother's son, and son of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and he is also in need. So Rasul said, yes, you can give to this orphan person. So this is also another rule of fiqh, that wife or mother or suppose sister can help brother with zakat, right? Not opposite to it. So, and then the third thing is that one action can bring 2, 3, 4 rewards. And as I said, suppose if you have a neighbor, you are doing something good, you will get 1 reward. Suppose he is a Muslim and neighbor, so you will get 2 rewards. Suppose he is a neighbor, relative, Muslim and neighbor, 3 rewards. So sometimes people confuse the issue. Mostly the confusion comes from, suppose women, they miss their fasting time in Ramadan time, right? And now they want to make it in Shawwal. So some people say, no, you have to make 6 Shawwal separately, right? And you are missing fasting. No. When you do Shawwal fasting, you cover your 6 missing, and also you get the reward of Shawwal. So one action can bring many rewards. And it is why. The question is why. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He can give more and more and more. He is not restricted. You cannot say, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has only very fixed thing and they cannot give you. In our legal system, sometimes it happens that you go that I want to use this thing. No, you cannot use. It's restricted. It is off limit. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no off limit. No off limit, right? So He can give for many reward for one action. And this is the reason why we understand that sadaqah jariyah, right? Suppose a person, he was teaching, so that his sadaqah will continue those who learn from him, and they learned others, right? Sadaqah from mal, right? Sadaqah from family. This is a continuity of the reward which go generation after generation. عن أبي سفيان صخر بن حرب في حديثه الطويل في قصة هرقل أن هرقل سأل قال لأبي سفيان فماذا يأمركم؟ يعني النبي قال قلت يقول اعبدوا الله وحده ولا تشركوا به شيئا واتركوا ما يقول آباؤكم ويأمرنا بالصلاة والصدق والعفاف والصلة. This is the time in the when Sulh Hudaybiyah, the peace treaty happened. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared peace treaty the Fath, Inna Fatahna laka. So Umar radiallahu anhu was not sure that how it will be victory. But the victory happened because two things happened after Sulh treaty. One thing, Quraysh recognized Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Mu'mineen as a entity, as an independent entity, right? They were rejecting this thing. They are saying they are nothing, they don't belong to anything. Second thing is that the peace treaty gave Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam position to invite others outside Peninsula of Arabia, right? He was inviting tribes of Arabia, but now he wrote letters to rulers of his time. So one of the letter written to Herakl or Hercules, if you remember Surah Rum, there were two superpowers in that time, in the Rasulullah time, Roman Empire and Persian Empire, right? So what happened, the Persian Empire, they were idol worshippers because they were believing in two gods. You heard about two gods? They have in Persian Yazda and Ahraman, two gods. Why? They say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is nice, is a very good. So he cannot allow to commit a sin or bad thing. So there must be another God. So God of evil and God of goodness. So they did shirk. They saved Allah from one thing, but they put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another partnership situation. So they have it, and they have a fire because they always keep fire. Why? Because they consider that it is defeating evil. We have a Zoroastrian, Majusian, and these people, they are following the same thing. So when the Herakl time, what happened, the Persian king was very powerful, so he defeated the Christian, and they penetrated in the Jerusalem, and they took their cross, and they destroyed the city and so on. So the Mushrikun of Makkah, Quraysh, they were happy with this victory. They said, look, we are Mushrik and they are Mushrik, and Mushrik conquered Christian, and Christian considered closer to Muslim, right? So they say, we will win as they win. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, Alif Lam Mim ghulibat ar-Rum fi adna al-ard wa min ba'di ghalabihim sayaghlibun. They are defeated, but they will come back. Fi bid'i sinin. So bid'i in Arabic from 3 to 9, right? So Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he said, okay, one kafir said, how long they will build? He said, bet. So what? In 5 years or 10 years. So Rasulullah asked, he said, no, say 10 years. So in that sense, for example, anyhow, the Herakl was belonged to from the Caesar or Caesar family, right? The one who was passed away or killed. And he was actually that time stationed in the Eritrea. So after what happened, he got a kind of encouragement to collect army and to prepare, right? And then he came back, and he was in a position to defeat Persian, right? So anyhow, when after his victory, he went to visit Baitul Maqdis, and the Baitul Maqdis, one name of Baitul Maqdis is Elia, and old name is Elia. So he was there, so Rasulullah sent a message to him. So Abu Sufyan actually is a tradesman, and he was visiting Syria, called Syria or Bilad al-Sham in that time with a trade people. So when he received a letter in Arabic, so he asked, any person can translate me? So he said, we have some Arab visiting here, maybe they can know. So we bring them. So they got Abu Sufyan and some people, and Herakl invited them and said, who are among you the best leader? So they said, Abu Sufyan is our leader. So he said, come forward. He said, do you have any blood relation? Yes, we have blood relation with Rasulullah. Come forward. He said to him, I will ask questions, and you will say only truth, right? And he said to his people behind him, if he lie, correct him. So he asked many questions about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how the people following him and so on. So one of the question was what he said, what is his message, right? What is his message? So Abu Sufyan, he said one time, he was asked, do you have a fight with him? So he said, yes, we have fight, but sometimes we win, sometimes he win. Because it was talking about the battle of Badr and battle of Uhud, right? So Abu Sufyan said, I will avoid it to lie except this place. And I said, they are under beneath our treaty, but we don't know they will care about it or not. They will maintain it or not. So he added one word. You know, this word you can check in our media, our time, when they report anything about Muslim, right? So they quote very right news, but they add one word in it, and they spoil everything, right? They say, for example, extremist Muslim says this thing. Fundamentalist Muslim says this thing. From where this word has come. So Abu Sufyan, same thing. Yes, he has a treaty with us, but may he be rich, right? Anyhow, so the message what quoted Imam Nawawi here, the only one part, he said what he said. He said, "Ubudullah wahdahu." Do worship belong only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alone to Him. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِشَيْءٍ. Don't make associate with Him. وَاتْرُكُوا مَا يَقُولُ آبَاؤُكُمْ. And don't follow your parents. You know, this is a very, touchy or sensitive issue. In old days, when they refer, you are wrong to Prophet, they say, our parents are doing this thing, our ancestors are doing this thing, right? So the point is that ancestor position is very good in the sense of continuity of tradition, continuity of relation, right? But sometimes it is a history that you not follow your parents 100%. Suppose we are here, maybe my parent never come here, so I didn't follow them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they said, "Ma wajadna alayhi abana," what we got from our parents, so He said, if they are not rightly guided, do you follow them? If they are misguided, what you will do when you got the position, right? So this point, many times, in our time also, this is our culture, right? This is our norm. And this is not the issue, and we are not challenging it, but we are saying that some norms are not right, some are right. So what is wrong, we are supposed to miss it. So he said, don't follow your parents in wrong things when you have a right thing in your person. And then salat. The best thing about this deen is salat and wasidq, and always be truth. Don't lie. Don't say, for example, anything. Well, afaf. Make your life, under marital relation. Don't go, for example, here and there and gazing here and there, right? Make your human relation to under Islamic, in the marriage, well, afaf. Afaf is actually a very nice word because it is coming from our tongue supposed to be clean, right? Our mind supposed to be clean, our relation supposed to be clean, so, and our money also supposed to be clean. Wasila. And the last thing he said, and he asked us to maintain this relation, silatul raham. So this is a hadith reported by Bukhari and Muslim. أبي ذر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنكم ستفتحون أرضا يذكر فيها القيراط وهي ستفتحون مصر وهي أرض يسمى فيها القيراط فاستوصوا بأهلها خيرا فإن لهم ذمة ورحما. This hadith reported by Muslim. Abu Zar reporting that you will conquer a place which is known for qirat. Qirat, carrot. When we have a different kind of measuring time, weight, right? So we have a tiny part of qirat. In our time, the gold is carat, right? Carat and so on. Because what happened in the Rasulullah time, there were two currencies were that time. One was Christian, or you can say the Roman, and it was dinar by gold, right? And the Persian currency, which was dirham by silver. So two currencies different, and at Rasulullah time both are accepted, but later in Banu Umayyah time they designed their own currency, right? But the name continued, dinar and dirham, and it is there. So qirat will be there. So when you conquer it, so with the people of that place nicely. And then another hadith says Misr. And this Misr was conquered in time Abdullah Amr ibn al-As, one of the greatest person in the politics and also commander and also ruler, right? So, and his son Abdullah ibn Amr, one of the greatest reporter of hadith. So when you go there, behave with the people of Misr nicely. Who are the people of that place? We call Aqbat, Qibt, right? Coptic. They were the original people, and the history of Egypt is very old history in many ways. One of the history is Ahram Misr, yani Pharaoh, right? But also another history related to Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam, though the one tribe or one sect of Christian, those who are believing that Isa alayhi salam is not son of God, they said it is Iskandariya, right? They call Yaqubi, Nasturi or Yaqubi. And they have a books, and then the philosophy, Greek philosophy also spread in Iskandariya and so on. So when the Amr ibn As Amr ibn As, when he conquered that time, Qahira was not the capital city, right? It was that time a place where it's called Fustat. It is very close inside Qahira now. Fustat is a tent. Amr ibn As was stationed in a place, and he was just like waiting to invade. So he saw a pigeon. She has, for example, eggs, the top of the. So he said, no, later when the will be, the kids bird will come, then we will leave. So it become Fustat. So anyhow, so when they arrived in, so Amr ibn As was following this thing, and he behaved with them. And if you remember that Rasulullah wrote a letter of the ruler of this city also, right? Ruler of the city. And he is not accepted Islam, but he gifted Rasulullah Maria, and one lady, Rasulullah, for example, keeping her. So Rasulullah said nicely, because you have a relation with them. What is the relation? The relation is that Ibrahim ﷺ married to Hajira, and Hajira from Egypt. So he said, when you go there, do with them nicely. And surprisingly, you will note history that the Coptic people, they were speaking Arabic. Their name very closer to Islam. You will not recognize them except with their last name. Suppose their name is Jamal, but the last name will be just like, for example, some Christian word. So then, otherwise they are, and their behavior was very just like as a Muslim, right? It never happened in Muslim history. But now what happened, just like in these days, the Christian, Catholic, and then they attracted them, and they asked them to join us. Otherwise, they have their own Christian system. Coptic system is very different from Catholic and from, other groups. But now they are actually very close to them in animosity against Islam. Before that, it was not existing there. So, history can confirm that Muslim never did anything wrong with Coptic in their ruling time, right? And they have just like Azhar is a symbol of Islamic, Islamic education. They have their own. They call it, I think, Baba Ghatrus or Baba some kind of word for them equal to Pope. But now the situation changed. But the Rasul said, maintain this relation of Hajra and care with them nicely. So you can see how long the relation can go back, right? Hajra in our time, many thousand years. So, this is another hadith. Alhamdulillah, and Abi Abdullah Amr ibn As قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم جهارا غير سر إن آل بني فلان ليسوا بأوليائي إنما ولي الله وصالح المؤمنين لكن لهم رحم أبلها ببلالها. Yani Rasulullah said about some tribe belonged to Quraysh, and they were not Muslim, and they were doing not nicely to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, these people are not my all, not belong to my family, right? My family, my all, and my relatives are those who are Muslimun from that Quraysh, and those who are believers. All Muslims are my family. But relation there, and I can do when they need me, and I will help them. They need me, but they are not Ali Rasul. And when we say Ali Muhammad not means, for example, Ali Muhammad is not, class. So Ali Muhammad, yani when you say Ali Muhammad, so one meaning is that all belong to Rasulullah relatively or blood relation. But Rasulullah changed the whole word of all. He said, now it belongs to Deen. When you connect to Deen, then you connect to me, right? So Ali Muhammad means every Muslim will Ali Rasul or Ali Muhammad. Yes, the daughters of Rasulullah are from all, and all these things are there. But again, the relation, yani the relation of Deen supersede, right? For example, the relation of relatives. Another person came to Rasulullah, Abu Ayyub Khalid Zayd bin Zayd al-Ansari, أن رجلا جاء قال يا رسول الله أخبرني بعمل يدخلني الجنة ويباعدني من النار. قال تعبد الله ولا تشرك به شيئا وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصل الرحم. This is also Hadith Bukhari and Muslim. Abu Ayyub Khalid ibn Zayd al-Ansari. The person came to Rasulullah. He said, I'm asking question. Give me something which give me entrance in Jannah and keep me away from hellfire. He said, worship Allah. Don't do any association. Pray and pay zakat. وَتَصِلُ الرَّحَمْ, and maintain the relation. And Abu Ayyub Ansari is famous with Abu Ayyub, right? But his name is Khalid, and he belonged to family of mother of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidah Amina, right? And this is the reason why Rasulullah arrived in Medina. So every Muslim, Ansar, they want to keep Rasulullah in their home. But Rasul said, she camel leave. Allah will guide her where to stay. So when he arrived closer to house Abu Ayyub Ansari, right? So it said, and then Rasulullah asked her, stand up. Then she said, no, it is the place. So closest house was Abu Ayyub Ansari. Abu Ayyub Ansari has a house with 2 levels. So he decided not to give Rasulullah the lower level. Why? It is not nice that I will be respectfully, right? So, but for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was nice if he had lower level, because people can get access easily, right? But he said, no, you will go to. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, and he said, no, I will stay here, lower side. So what happened one time, they have some kind of pot of water, and it filled. And that time the ceiling was not strong. So he put their blanket or whatever they have to just dry the water. And they were cold and they were sitting, just not to tease Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So anyhow, this Abu Ayyub Ansari, his beauty is that his house was one time, when I was in Medina, that time that house of Abu Ayyub Ansari was a library. It called Arif Hikmat, one Turkish brother. He established a library there. But now the new expansion of a masjid. Now this house is inside it. So Abu Ayyub Ansari is one of the, you can say, the rarest of the rarest, right? He lived 90 years and so on. And he was the Muawiyah time when they invaded Istanbul. He was in that army. So they have a very you can say the fortress was very solid. Nobody can enter in it. So they were there. So when he was dying, so he said, when I die, bury me very close to fortress. So when he died, so the army of Muslims said to Christian of that time, because it was under the Roman Empire. So they said, this is the companion of Rasul, and we want to bury just beneath the wall of the fortress. So they say, okay, we respect it. So they buried there. And now you know what happened? His masjid in Turkey, Istanbul, right? And they call, Turkish people call them Sultan. They not say Abu Ayyub, they say Sultan Ayyub. Mostly they say Ayyub, not say they Abu Ayyub. His name is title is father of Ayyub, but this is Sultan Ayyub. And every Khalifa, when he became Khalifa, he crowned in this masjid, right? So imagine how, for example, the host of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam become the guest of Turkish Empire, and how Allah Subhanahu wa Taala converted his position. So he reported this hadith, and it is very nice hadith. One time, the hadith is also very important. عن أبي الدرداء أن رجلا أتاه فقال إن لي امرأة وإن أمي تأمرني بطلاقها قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول الوالد أوسط أبواب الجنة فإن شئت فاصنع ذلك الباب فأضع ذلك الباب وأحفظه رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. So Abu Darda said a person came and he said, I have a wife and my mother is not happy with her and she asking to divorce her. So Rasulullah said, listen, Walid means both. Parents, when we say parents mean father and mother. So he said your father is just like a middle gate of Jannah, middle. So you are free. Either you keep it or destroy it. So he was not saying listen to him or her or divorce or not, but he was saying that your relation with mother and father should be supreme or should be, for example, thing. So in fiqh issue, our ulama agreed that if father or mother asking divorce your wife and they are not explaining why, maybe some reason, maybe they don't like it, but if they have some genuine reason, then you have to listen. Otherwise, if not, then you can, for example, respect them, honor them, but maybe you not divorce, for example, your wife if there is no any valid reason for it. So, but system should not be, for example, in the sense that, in these days, I'm witnessing many problems in our family. One of the issue coming that mother and how a son maintain relation with mother and how he maintain as a husband, right? If you say I focus on this issue, I have to ignore other issue. Islam asks me to maintain all the levels of relation nicely and justly. And I have supposed to be nice to my mother. I have supposed to be my, for example, sister. But same time, I have supposed to be nice to my wife also, right? And to my daughter. And this is just like, if you are just like a husband, is just like a center point, right? All relatives are coming to this center point. And so he must manage his father, must manage his mother, his wife, his kids, and maintaining all together. This is the best way to maintain the silatul raham. But if I tilt it to other one and ignore other, right, or I listen to things and then I become angry with other, it will destroy the relation with all. And this is very, very, I can say, practical problem we are facing in our time to maintain the relation and to maintain the, for example, family life also. One of the hadith he said, I will report later, but Imam Nadvi said, Amr ibn Abasa, when he became Muslim, so he asked many questions to Rasulullah, but he said, I'm quoting here one only thing. So he said, فَقُلْتُ لَهُ مَا أَنْ أَنْتَ. Yani it is very, very early days of Rasulullah. He said, who are you? He said, I am Nabi. He said, who is Nabi? What is Nabi? They don't hear about it. So he said, أَرْسَلَنِ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appointed me. He said, what is the message you are bringing from Allah? He said, أَرْسَلَنِي بِإِسْرَةِ الرَّحَامِ. He asked me to maintain the relation. وَكَسْرِ الْأَوْسَانِ. And to break all kind of idols. Idols is not only material. Idol might be spiritual, right? If I make something equal to Allah, it is idol, right? If I make, for example, something just like a script, sometimes something from a stone or something idol. No, everything may be idol, which is hurdling or taghut, which is hurdling against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنْ وَحْدَ اللَّهِ وَلَا يُشْرِكَ بِهِ شَيْءٍ. And do only ibadah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and without any association with others. So in that sense, Silatul Raham is actually one of the the original form of human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the ulul albab, who are the people of wisdom, who are. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Alladina yufuna, those who made oath with Allah, so they maintain it, right? Right? وَيُوصِلُونَ مَا أَمْرَ اللَّهِ بِأَنْ يُوصَلْ, and they maintain which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to maintain, right? Opposite to it, he said, الَّذِينَ يَقْطَعُونَ مَا أَمْرَ اللَّهِ بِأَنْ يُوصَلْ, opposite to those who break the relation. And subhanallah, you will note in our time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah At-Tawbah, when you have a fighting with non-believers, right, and you have a treaty with them, and you have just like for example, try to maintain with them good relation, but the most problem you will note with them, they will break the treaties, they will violate the thing, and if they got power, then they don't care about any kind of a treaty. Illan wala zimma. In yazharu fikum la yarqubu fikum illan wala zimma. If they become above to you, they don't, and it happened now, right? Like a Yahud, those who are living in Muslim world, they were most peaceful citizen, right? And the most respected citizen. And Islam give them refugee time when they were expelled from other countries, right? But now they got power and they don't recognize anything. They don't recognize the right for others. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, but they are breaching not only the treaty with human, they are breaching treaty with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to believe in me, to follow me, and maintain whatever I am asking you to maintain. And this is the journey of human being. It is not started now, it is started from the very old days. So we stop here, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. We will continue. Yeah. The Egypt has the different races, right? So the Pharaoh family is coming from Sudan. They are not originally from Egypt. The Luxor, maybe you heard the word Luxor. Actually in Arabic it is Aqsar or Qasr, right? But in English it's called Luxor. So it is very close to Sudan border. So they were shepherds. They were not looters. So they came. Before that, the journey was the ruling was belonged to Yusuf alayhi salam and Yahud. They were the rulers, right? So that time, this is, and one of the people, those who are living beside Muslims, they were Coptic. So the Coptic, Muslim means, for example, Yahud and the Pharaoh. So Pharaoh, when they conquered, they become supreme, and they treated Yahud as a slave, right? And maybe, for example, Qibti was also maybe suffering from something. But when the Amr ibn As conquered, that time the Pharaoh was destroyed, right? His dynasty was gone. So the Coptic people were surviving, and some Yahud was living there. So in that sense, the Qibti are different from Pharaoh. جزاكم الله خيرا. نراكم إن شاء الله.